They say a perfect life is nothing more than an illusion. For the longest time, I believed I had it. I lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind where people spent Sunday mornings tending to their lawns and baked cookies for the annual block party. My wife, Anna, was at the heart of that dream. She had an effortless charm, a way of making everyone feel like the most important person in the room. To me, she was everything. The love of my life, my confidant, the person who turned our house into a home. We had a routine, a rhythm that felt natural. She handled the small details I often overlooked, remembering anniversaries, organizing family dinners. Every morning, I woke up to the scent of fresh coffee and the sound of her soft humming as she prepared breakfast. It was unspoken, but I believed we were happy. I never questioned it, never once stopped to consider if there were cracks in the foundation. Until one night, it was something small, barely noticeable, but it planted the first seed of doubt. Anna had started acting differently. At first, it was subtle. She kept her phone closer, holding it to her chest or tucking it away the moment I entered the room. She lingered in the backyard after dinner, staring into the darkness as if she were waiting for something. When I asked, she brushed it off with a casual excuse, saying she was just enjoying the quiet. But it didn't feel like the truth. Then came the mood swings. One moment she'd be laughing at a silly TV show, and the next, she'd snap at me over something trivial, like a glass left on the counter. It wasn't like her, and deep down, I knew something was off. The turning point came late one night. I had been working in my home office, the dim glow of the computer screen casting long shadows across the room. That's when I heard footsteps. Stepping out quietly, I saw her standing by the window, staring at the house next door, Sophie's house. Sophie had moved in a few months earlier. She was young, recently divorced, with a magnetic presence that drew people in. Anna and Sophie had formed what I thought was a casual friendship, but the way Anna looked at that house that night, it wasn't curiosity. It wasn't concern. It was something else entirely. The image of her standing there wouldn't leave my mind. It gnawed at me, a quiet unease I couldn't shake. I started paying closer attention. Sophie had always seemed harmless, just another neighbor with her own life. I had exchanged pleasantries with her a few times, nothing more. But now, I wondered if there was something I had missed. One night, I decided to follow Anna. She had gone to bed early, or so she claimed, but when I checked our bedroom, the bed was empty. I slipped on my shoes and stepped outside, keeping my distance as I watched her move through the darkness, heading straight for Sophie's house. She glanced over her shoulder before disappearing inside. My heart pounded. What was she doing there? I waited in the shadows, unmoving. She didn't come out for over an hour. The next morning, I brought up Sophie casually, testing Anna's reaction. "She's been through a lot," Anna said dismissively. "She's lonely. I've been trying to be there for her." She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But the doubt had already taken root. Over the next few weeks, her visits to Sophie's house became more frequent. Her excuses became weaker, and the tension between us grew. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I snuck into Sophie's backyard, crouching behind the fence. Through a small gap, I could hear their voices, low, urgent whispers. "He can't find out," Anna said. "It would ruin everything." Sophie's reply was muffled, but it was enough. They were hiding something. I wasn't ready to confront her, not yet. I needed proof. The betrayal burned inside me, slow and smoldering. If she could keep secrets, so could I. I started working longer hours, avoiding home as much as possible. Claire, a coworker, noticed the change. She was kind, understanding, and before I knew it, I found myself confiding in her. It wasn't an affair, not really, but it was something, a connection I hadn't felt in a long time. The irony wasn't lost on me, but I wasn't finished with Anna. Determined to uncover the truth, I installed a hidden camera in our house, desperate to catch her in the act. And I did. Late one night, I watched the footage. Anna slipped out of bed and left the house. This time, I followed, camera in hand. She went straight to Sophie's house, but she wasn't alone. A man joined them. He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. The three of them spoke in hushed tones, their faces tense. They stayed there for hours. When Anna finally returned home, I pretended to be asleep, but my mind was racing. The next day, I searched her computer, emails, receipts, messages, pieces of a puzzle that revealed a truth I never expected. Anna wasn't sneaking off to see Sophie. She was paying a private investigator. She suspected me of having an affair. The man I had seen, he was the investigator gathering evidence against me. The irony cut deep. While I'd been trying to expose her secrets, she had been digging into mine. But that wasn't the end. Sophie wasn't just an innocent bystander. She had her own agenda, one that tied all of us into a web of lies and manipulation. Everything came to a head on a stormy night, a confrontation that shattered the illusion of our perfect life. Secrets spilled into the open, accusations flew, and in the end, none of us walked away unscathed. Now, as I sit here piecing together the fragments of what once was, I realize the truth was never black and white. Anna wasn't innocent, but neither was I. And Sophie? Well, she was the spark that set everything ablaze. The only question that remains: can we rebuild from the ashes? Or is this the end of the story?